So far we have learned the basic structure and working of SCR. Now SCR is mainly used for controlling the instant of turn on. When you control the instant of turn on, you can control power, you can control voltage, or you can control current. So basic structure for the circuit will be, this is a source voltage and definitely there will be a load at their output. By controlling the instant of turn on here, we need to control the power, voltage and current for this load. So to control, we will be using a power electronic device in between. So here I will be using an SCR in between the source and load. Okay, so how will you control the instant of turn on? By turning on the SCR. Now we have learned the efficient method for turning on the SCR is gate triggering. What is gate triggering? You will apply voltage between gate and cathode. So when you apply this voltage between gate and cathode, SCR will trigger. Okay, that's the principle. When SCR will trigger, we can control the input voltage. For example, I am going to draw an input voltage for an entire 180-degree duration. Okay, now the question is, I want to turn on this SCR at 10 degree, or I want to turn on at 11 degree, or 30, or 45, or 90, or 170, etc. Just by supplying a DC voltage here, you cannot achieve this precise turning on at desired degree. So instead of connecting a direct voltage source here, we will design some circuits here between this gate and cathode to trigger SCR at desired angles. So such types of circuits are generally known as the triggering circuits, gate triggering circuits, or firing circuits for SCR. Okay, and in your syllabus there are three types of firing circuits are given in your syllabus. The first one is called the resistance triggering circuit, or R triggering. Second one is resistance capacitance triggering circuit, RC, or you can trigger the SCR using UJT. In R also you can control both half wave or you can control full wave. In RC also you can control half wave and full wave. UJT also you can control half wave and full wave. The meaning of this half wave and full wave means the input supply is a full cycle. You can control either this half, or you can control this half, or you can control both or you can control the entire duration. That's the meaning. So in this video we will be learning what are the different types of firing circuits, and particularly I will be taking this R triggering circuit. What is the meaning of resistance triggering circuit? So before going into the triggering circuit, we need to learn this basic things. Assume that there is a source. Okay, assume that this is a switch and this is the load. The load voltage, output voltage V0, and input voltage is Vs. Okay, or V in. Voltage, this is a switch, so I'll be representing this is the voltage across the switch, Vs. Now you need to understand this. When switch is on, what is the output voltage? You have to apply KVL here. When the switch is on, this will happen. When the switch is on, this is closed. So if we apply KVL, we'll understand that V in will be equal to V out. So this is the first point that you need to remember, that when the switch is on, output voltage is always equal to input voltage. Okay, this is irrespective of the type of the load. You can use a resistance load here, or an inductor, or a capacitor, or you can a combination of RL. You can have a battery as well, but the voltage across the load V0 should be definitely is equal to input voltage. That's the first rule. Similarly, when the switch is off, what is the output voltage? So here you will be supplying the input voltage that entire voltage will be blocked by the switch, so output voltage in this case will be is equal to 0. When the switch is off, output voltage is 0. Now the third rule is, when the switch is on, what is the voltage across the switch? Meaning is, when the switch is on, what is the voltage across the switch? Initially, before the switch was closing, it was blocking a high voltage. Now when the switch is on, the voltage across the switch must decreases to 0, or in ideal case it will be equal to 0. When switch is off, what is the voltage across the switch? When the switch is off, the meaning is, switch is blocking that voltage. So when the switch is off, the entire supply voltage will be blocked by the switch. So when the switch is off, Vs will be, the voltage across switch will be equal to input voltage. So if you can remember these golden rules, you can easily draw the waveforms, because after all in power electronics you will be learning how to draw the waveforms for different circuits. Okay, in all the triggering circuits, it's important that you have to draw the waveforms clearly. You have to draw the output voltage, voltage across the switch, what is the input voltage, what is the firing pulse, and current also. So if you can remember this rule, it will be very easy. Switch is on, output voltage is equal to input voltage. That's the first rule. Switch is off, output voltage is equal to 0. Switch is on, voltage across switch is equal to 0, and switch is off, voltage across the switch is equal to input voltage. Okay, with this idea, we will first learn the R triggering circuit. Okay, so we'll learn R triggering circuit, or the resistance firing circuits. Resistance firing circuits, or simply we can call R firing circuit. There are two types of firing circuit in R. First is, you can control only the half wave of the input cycle, or you can control the full wave of the input cycle. First I will be explaining the half wave controller. Okay, later we can study the full wave controller. So R is the half wave triggering circuit. Okay, half wave. So basically the elements are, there will be definitely an input voltage source, which is an AC source in this case. Okay, and definitely there will be a load. Okay, and definitely there will be an SCR also to control the instant of turn on, and thereby controlling the current, voltage and power. Okay, and we have already learned that to control this we'll be using a gate firing circuit. So between this gate, this is the gate terminal, this is cathode, and this is anode. So the first principle is correct here, that is, anode must be positive compared to cathode for turning on the SCR. That is correct, because the supply voltage is connected to anode and cathode. So anode is at higher potential compared to cathode. And now the gate triggering means, between gate and cathode you have to apply something, a voltage source. And as I have mentioned previously, that we are not directly supplying a voltage here. We will be designing a circuit so that you can precisely control any firing angle. Okay, so first I will be selecting a resistor here. Okay, and the resistor, it is connected to this gate, and this, between this gate and cathode also I will be connecting a resistance. So this resistance I am calling R2, and this resistance is R. Now what is the fundamental principle for turn on this SCR? In the data sheet of SCR, they definitely specified what is the required triggering voltage for this SCR. For example, in the data sheet they have specified the required triggering voltage. You can use different notations here. I am using VGT. The triggering voltage is equal to 1.2 volt. So VGT is equal to 1.2 volt. The meaning is, whenever the voltage across this gate and cathode, this voltage is equal to 1.2, SCR will on. That's the meaning. Okay, so similarly in different SCR circuits, they have given in the datasheet, they will be giving you the required voltage to turn on this SCR. Okay, so the principle is very simple. When the voltage across this resistance R2 reaches 1.2 volt, immediately this gate and cathode will give the sufficient voltage to turn on this SCR. SCR will turn on and we can control the power. Okay. Now at different angles you need to control it. That's why I have connected a variable resistance R2 here, because by adjusting this R2 you can control the current through this resistor. It can be at a high value, it can be at a very low value. Why it is very high? Because when the resistance is very low, the current will be high. The current will be high, which means the voltage drop across definitely will be more. Within a less amount of time it will reach this VGT, so you can control in that way. Okay, I am designing a half wave circuit, so the meaning is I don't want the full cycle of the input voltage. The positive half cycle only this should be controlled. The negative half cycle I don't want to control here, so you have to insert a diode in between here. This is a diode. So the meaning of the diode is only the positive half cycle is allowed to pass through, the negative will not enter. Okay, now another thing is that whenever the R2, I told you that this is a variable resistance. So this resistance you can vary from 0 to maximum. Okay, and assume that this R2 is in the 0 position. What's the meaning? The meaning is that there is no resistance is included, because R2 is in the 0 position. In that time, when R2 is equal to 0, the current may become so high that the SCR may damage. Okay, because there is no resistance here, so the current can be very high, it may damage SCR. So to avoid that, we'll also use a protective resistance R1, which will be connected permanently here always. Okay, even though R2 becomes 0, R1 is there to control. Actually, when the load is a resistor, you don't have to connect this R1, because a load resistance will protect the entire circuit. Okay, so it depends on the load. If there is no load or the load resistance value is very small, you can safely put a resistance R1 here to protect the SCR. Okay, so finally this is the R firing circuit diagram. I'll draw this. You have an input voltage source, okay, and there is a load, and this is your SCR, gate terminal, anode and cathode. It is connected back to supply, and between this gate and cathode you will connect an R, permanent resistance R1, a variable resistance for varying the firing angle R2. See, you are designing a half-wave circuit, so you are using a diode, and this is the voltage, and across this resistance this is the value of R, across which the voltage develops and which will be given to this gate and cathode terminal. Okay, so this is the circuit diagram. Now I will draw the waveforms and explain you how the triggering occurs at different firing angles. Okay, for that you have to draw this graph. So this is very important in power electronics. You have to draw the graph in a neat manner. In every question, if they are asking any triggering circuit or any circuit, this graph is very mandatory. So you have to draw the graph. So first I will draw the input voltage. Input voltage is a sine wave. Okay, you have to mark all the angle 0. This is 180 degree or pi. This is 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, etc. Okay, then extend this. Okay, the next graph I am going to draw is so this is a supply voltage. This supply voltage is shown here. So the next graph I am going to draw is what is the gate voltage appearing here, this VG. Okay, so this is a graph for VG. Okay, and I already told you that in an SCR they will specify what's the value of triggering voltage VGT. Assume that it is equal to say 2 volt for this SCR. So first you have to mark that 2 volt here. This is VGT, 2 volt line. Okay, now the third graph I will be drawing is definitely the output voltage V0. How is the output voltage V0? The next important graph is I will draw the voltage across SCR, or the voltage across thyristor also will be denoted by VT. Okay, if you want you can draw current also, I0, the current through the load. Okay, now the circuit working is Assume that R2 in a particular position. So during the positive half cycle of the supply voltage, this is the positive half cycle of the supply voltage, plus here, minus here, the current flows through this supply voltage, the load R1, R2 diode will be on, and this R. Okay, so R2 adjusted in such a way that the voltage across this gate, you know that the voltage across this R, that is VG, will be definitely following the supply voltage. Okay, because I into R, this is a resistor, so the I into R drop definitely will be equal to sinusoidal in nature. Okay, but how fast it can reach this supply voltage, or how fast it can reach VGT, depends on the selection of this R2. So I am selected R2 in such a way that the voltage across this gate, that is VG, follows like this. Assume that it is going to follow like this, but at this point itself, what's the meaning? The voltage across the gate reached this VGT, the required triggering voltage 2 volt, immediately SCR will trigger. Okay, so this VGT voltage reaches here, immediately SCR will trigger. So this is the angle. Say this is at 30 degree. So at 30 degree, the voltage VGT reaches this voltage across the gate reached this VGT, and after that what will happen? SCR will turn on. So when the SCR will turn on, previously I have mentioned what is the output voltage. When the switch is on, output voltage is equal to input voltage. അപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ വെച്ചിട്ടാണ് SCR ഓൺ ആയത്. And after that, what is the output voltage? Okay. The switch has turned on here, and after that, what is the output voltage? Output voltage is equal to input voltage. So before that, before this 30 degree, what is the status? SCR was not turned on, so output voltage was equal to 0 here before turn on. Now once SCR is turned on, what is the output voltage? Input voltage. So what is the input voltage after 30 degree? That you have to copy from here and paste. So this is the input voltage after 30, right? This is the input voltage. So you have to copy this and you have to draw this. Before that, it is equal to 0. Okay. Now what is the voltage across the switch in that interval? Up to 30 degree, SCR was off. So what is the voltage across the switch? Supply voltage. So up to 30 degree, whatever be the supply voltage, you have to copy and draw here. Okay. And after 30, SCR has turned on. So what is the voltage across switch? That is 0. Okay. Now what happens to negative half cycle? Negative half cycle, the diode will be in the off position. Okay. So what is output voltage? Output voltage will be 0. What happens to switch voltage? The negative half cycle, the entire voltage will be blocked by the switch. So voltage across the switch will be equal to supply voltage. So you take that supply voltage and draw here. Okay. And in the next 30, and until the next 30, this process continues, right? This is 0, and this is also 0 here until 30. And until 30, what's the voltage across SCR? It follows a supply voltage. So you get this. Okay. And the next 30 degree, the process again repeats. SCR will turn on. There is a pulse will be coming. SCR will turn on. So output voltage is equal to input voltage. Thyristor voltage remains 0. Like that you will get. Okay. Now what happens if I adjust R2 in such a way that it follows VGT like this? The meaning is that it depends on the value of R. The voltage across this R follows this pattern, which means the firing angle is now maximum reaches to 90 degree, greater angle. If you want to less the firing, if you want to reduce the firing angle, you can control this resistance and current such that immediately it may reach VGT, or you can control VGT in such a way that the firing may reach like this, this, like this, like this. Now my question is, what's the maximum firing angle possible in an R firing? Okay, can you go beyond 90? That's my question. Because the voltage across R follows a sinusoidal shape, so the maximum firing angle with an R firing circuit is how much that you need to find out.